Hi, my name is Matthew Adams. I'm the Managing Director of Tekt Industries. We're a company here based in Abbotsford, Melbourne, who works on advanced embedded systems and cloud-integrated hardware. The Internet of Things is a really interesting term. Back in about 2005, we saw that there was a certain population of people in the world, and then all of a sudden there were things like this that started to connect to the internet as well, and there were more of these things than there were people. And that's when the Internet of Things really started. While you might think that Internet of Things is a relatively new term, actually the thing in your pocket is an Internet of Things device, and it shows you that while some things like internet fridges might be classed as sort of more novelties or an edge case that is solved as a problem, this device as an Internet of Things device solves the problem of how we connect to each other, a bigger problem, and brings people together. It provides information wherever you are and gives you location and insight. And so the hope is that over time we see more devices that don't look like anything like a phone or like this, that provide the same level of advantage to society, the same level of improvement to our lives, and it generally sort of improve the living quality for everybody. So this thing is a sensor. This is actually an ambient light sensor. So it measures the light level that comes and hits a little bit of silicon in here, and then that makes an electrical charge. And the problem is that this information, if there is 1,000 of these, could detect the UV radiation from the sun, measure what is a hole in the ozone layer as a distributed system. But how do you get that information to the cloud? How do you get that to somewhere where you can see the overarching picture? Well, you need something like a gateway or a thing that can take that sensor data and then convert it to Wi-Fi or connect to a network, or connect to the internet in general, and then send that to a server that can aggregate that data. So we've made this little thing which is based upon an ESP32 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module. It allows for a number of I/O and communications standards to be broken out and connected to quite easily through sort of little connectors called Grove connectors, and through these headers that presented to the back and to the front. So on the back we have some labeling, and on the front we have some buttons and LEDs. It also has 6 RGB LEDs around the peripheral of this device, and it was designed to be used also as a lanyard if you want, so you can hang it around your neck. It also has a little battery connection here, so you can run the whole thing off batteries, so it's completely portable. You can walk around with it, so connect up whatever sensors you like and basically send that to the cloud via Wi-Fi. If you are really advanced, you can link up your phone via Bluetooth to this device, and all we need to then get a bigger picture is to have this device, this sensor, and the knowledge of where it is, and have that information up in the cloud. And then we can make some smart decisions and visualize what's happening in the world around us. So this thing here basically creates a bridge between sensors, and you can connect a number of different sensors to this device. And that's the basic premise of the Internet of Things. That's the one-way path to the cloud. And then there's another path back from the cloud if you'd like to create an action. So this device has some LEDs, so if the light level gets above a certain point or threshold, in the cloud you can decide arbitrarily that, okay, if it's on a summer day and it's above a certain light level, we're going to splash some LEDs. And so the cloud can send a message back to this device as well, and it can change its state and send out some LED light as well. So that's just one example of the things you can do with input and output, but this thing allows for a direct connection to the cloud basically via these sensors. Basically, during the hackathon, you'll be starting with something that is your laptop, which you're familiar with, and loading some code on there into this sort of supercomputer in front of you to connect to the cloud and configure the cloud side of the equation. The cloud has some processing capability that needs to be set up, some user access and privileges that will be set up, and some special names, which you'll then load into the smaller device, which you'll take from your laptop and load as code that you compile, and that will then be able to communicate with the cloud. So basically we start with the laptop, then we move to this device, and then we move to integrating sensors, and then from there it's your challenge.